First thing you're probably wondering is, Theo, why are you topless? Well, the answer is this is quite literally a shower thought. Why wouldn't it be cool to document this brand launch journey? Because today is Tuesday, the 2nd of December, and as of tomorrow, we are launching the Alston Signature Polo, a launch of a product which has taken 6 months to do. From talking to suppliers, to finding the right one, to samples, multiple samples, deciding what bag to decorate the polo in. What brand colour palettes do I want to do? With full transparency, show you how many sales, the process behind getting to where it is today. So the first thing I've actually physically did wasn't any planning, wasn't doing like a whole marketing calendar. It quite literally was clearing my calendar. I was meant to be in London this weekend, fully paid for, by the way, in London. Like, when does that opportunity happen? Never! Literally declined a fully paid for night out in London because I was like, I've got to go all in, like that Hormozy mindset, right? It's all or literally nothing. But let's take you guys on the journey. Let's get started. So launch week, go. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the actual brand name, Alston. How did I come about thinking of this masterful name? Well, if you actually haven't realized, my actual name is Theo Alston, but it's not spelt like it is on the brand. It starts with O. It's got L-S-T-E-N, mine is A-L-S-T-O-N. The first thing I did was, okay, what is the best brand in the world? And I was like, wait a second, I work for them. I literally work for Rolls-Royce, the one company where you go to the best product in any market is often associated as the Rolls-Royce of that market. Like, Rolls-Royce sounds amazing, looks amazing, and the quality is amazing. How do I replicate that in my own business? So that's where I started looking into my surname. I was like, okay, Alston sounds pretty good. I like the way it rolls off the tongue. But then I was like, wait a second. Throughout the 25 years I've had the Alston surname, everybody misspells it. Everybody spells it like O-L-S-T-E-N. And I was like, wait, wouldn't that be a cool brand name? And once we'd arguably got one of the hardest parts of starting your business, the name, because that immediately sets from the get-go what the brand, the company, the product is. You see Ralph Lauren's, you just know straight away they're associated with high brand luxury fashion, right? You see Rolls-Royce, you associate with the cars, even though they do jet engines, but they associate with quality over everything. Excellence. I was like, okay, straight away, Alston. Sounds prestigious, sounds British, excellence. That started what I called the Alston roadmap, because like Alex Hormozy says, to anything, a successful business has to have somewhat of a plan. Obviously it's going to deviate, but you need these milestones to achieve, which is where we started with the planning process. The first product, obviously what we're selling, is the Alston Signature Polo. So how did this come to about? Because people are like, when I say to them I'm starting a clothing brand, people say it's got to be fitness. It's going to be a fitness vest, for example. I spend the majority of my life in work, in the office, working for Rolls-Royce, and in which I spend it in a polo. I've always worn polos to work. I love them. I've got many in my wardrobe. I was like, wait a second, wouldn't it be cool to enter a meeting room, enter a customer meeting, wear my own brand, my own polo? Which is where we come into the product development part. Now, as someone who hasn't got a clue about business, fashion business, let me rephrase that. I didn't know where to start when it comes to developing these things. I didn't know about fabrics. All I knew is that I wanted 100% cotton because, in my opinion, that is what is luxurious. Like, it feels good on the skin, it washes well, it doesn't shrink. So that's all I knew going in. So what I present to you now is the sample number 1. And as you can see, the logo is very big. And there was a lot of testing the waters here. There was a lot of, okay, what size do we want the branding to be? Do we want it to be the signature, or do we want to be the classic, like, you see the Alston logo, you know, the bold serif, I'll put up here, or should it be that on the polo? And there was a lot of debate. Like, a lot of my family friends were saying we want the bold. Personally, I wanted the signature, and a lot of you guys watching, the audience, they like the signature as well. So that's where the signature came from. And there was a bit of inspiration from a brand called Represent, which is a Manchester-based brand. And I remember seeing this one time, a Represent t-shirt, and it had the signature. And I actually really liked it. And I was like, wait, that would look really good on a polo. Okay, enough of the brand monologue. Let's go over the to-do list tonight before the draw. I'm not going to bore you with it, but these are the 7 things which I think are pretty crucial before going live. And like I said, I put a lot of effort into the marketing because it's a lot of the product is how you present it to people. I'm not a website developer. I use Shopify. I learned liquid codes very intuitively just to kind of present a lot easier on the site what I really wanted to do. So like I said, being very transparent. So this is like the dashboard for Shopify, and this, ignore the first order, that was just a test. And as of 10 past 10 on the Tuesday, Alston has its first official customer. My friend, my brother, Colin Gilsnan. If you're watching, mate, thank you for supporting the dream. Honestly, that means so much to me. And just seeing to that number and the order come through my phone, doing the entire website, I'm now happy with it. It's now optimized for both desktop and for the phone. So we are ready for tomorrow, people. I have got the email drafts ready to go. I'm going to do a little bit more work, probably give it more 30 minutes, because I do actually have a 9 to 5 I need to be awake for in the morning to see the first actual order come through on the Shopify. One last update, I promise you, before we launch tomorrow on the 3rd of December. So this whole whiteboard has literally been my entire lifeline for like the past nights of 2-3 weeks. Like every night, jot down what I did today, tick it off the to-do list, and then make a whole new to-do list for the tomorrow. 8 a.m. in the morning to all the subscribed people, and announce on socials. So that's launch day. We've got like a little roadmap up here, which is production is actually complete today. So we're actually on track for that. However, the supplier said they'll be sending out a little bit later. So that's still on track. And then we've also got to do lead time for mailers and cards, which I've all got to order by December 10th at the latest. Game time, game face ready, people. Alston signature polo is released tomorrow. Let's see if 6 months of work was worth it.
Good morning, folks. As you can probably tell, I have just woken up because it is launch day. Come on. Sleep was very non-existent. I had some weird dreams, genuinely dreamt about like Alston, which is kind of the level of insanity I'm operating on right now. We're starting off with some triple espresso shot. And it's also a brand new bag because it's a brand new day, brand new launch day. Come on. And let's get to sending out some emails at 7:15 in the morning. So this one's called the Tales of Roma. Arabiaca with hints of chocolate. What I've done for exclusivity, because I wanted to, for my YouTube audience, you guys watching this, probably some of you guys say hi there, my name's Theo. You guys have obviously seen this come into effect from quite literally just a simple teaser from what the name is. And I did like a little guessing thing on YouTube, and so I really wanted to make the audience feel special. So for that, I kind of devised the exclusive early access window. So from today, Wednesday, 3rd of December, from 8 a.m. to Sunday, 10 a.m., they will have exclusive access to the site. Because I've only got limited units, it's the first stock, so I wanted them to at least secure them if they really wanted one. I'm emailing them now, and then we're just gonna go over the shipping rates, because the shipping rates is something I really want to get right. I'm trying to price it as cheap as possible for shipping, especially for my international audience. Only, I think about 20-25% of sales are predicted to be in the UK. I thought I'd just give a rundown of the actual website now. So this is like the main page, landing page. You've got your first hero banner, which has the straightaway signature polo with the link straight to the product. We've also got a second image and a final image here with just like an about us, the reason why I started the company, what I believe this embodies. Went for like kind of a more heritage look, as you can probably tell. The colour palette, so the main colours are these here. So at the top, hero banner, it's a dark navy gold colour for the Alston. And then for the bulk of the page, it's kind of like a charcoaly grey text, followed by kind of like an off-white colour. So for the product page, type as well, it's Times New Roman. The top of the title there is serif. And then obviously I wanted some good photos of me styling and also the product itself, showcasing the bag, because that, believe it or not, is quite expensive to get per unit. And then in description, of course, pre-order notice, because stock is arriving predicted end of December, so I need to let customers know. The checkout and automation emails, just the tiny little nitty-gritty details which kind of get overlooked in your planning process. It took me a lot of work, that website, especially because I haven't really done anything like that before. So onwards and upwards.
Okay, The early access is now live, which means we've had one order come through as of 10 minutes into the launch. You know who you are. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for believing the dream. I'm going to work now, so let's see what this day holds.